craziest thing that's been said to you in an argument? Child, it's a good one. I'll go first. During this time, I was very malnourished, underweight. I wasn't eating enough. I wasn't drinking enough water. I was stressed out all the time. I was underweight. So your girl would fall asleep or pass out at any moment, okay? If I got overheated or too upset, whatever, I would pass out right then and there. Flatline, okay? So at the time, I caught him texting some girl, and I was just trying to ask him about it. I wasn't trying to argue. I wasn't trying to get loud. I just wanted to ask him, like, who is this bitch? So he's avoiding the question, doesn't want to talk about it, tells me I'm tripping, hey, it ain't that deep, da-da-da-da. So as he's not answering me, I'm getting more and more upset. And as he can see that I'm getting more and more upset, he goes, you might want to calm down before you pass out. That shit made me so fucking mad, I passed out anyway. Instantly. By the time I woke up, he was holding me, telling me to calm down and everything will be okay. What the fuck?
I have a bit of a scary story to tell. And the only reason I'm telling it is because I think people sometimes need help to be aware of their surroundings and how to get out of scary situations. So I'm staying at a hotel, a safe hotel in a safe neighborhood. Like, the whole area is great. I got down to the hotel gym around 8:30 last night, and I'm walking on the treadmill just to get some steps in. And all of a sudden, I see a guy about 10 minutes later come in and gets on the bike. It's a very, very small gym, very small gym. I was like, okay, just aware. Somebody walked in. And about 20 minutes later, he gets off and walks directly behind me on the treadmill. And I noticed him look at my phone. I was looking in the mirror, and I saw him stop, kind of look at my phone to see what I was doing, and kept walking to the window, like maybe a foot away. That was red flag number one. I was like, he looked at what I was doing. So I immediately picked up my phone and called my mom. I was like, I need to have somebody on the phone with me just in case something happens. And I didn't want to be too impulsive or move quickly because I didn't know what his intentions were. And if I moved quickly, maybe he would move quickly. So I just tried to be calm. So this guy's staring out the window at nothing. It's pitch black outside. And he starts to put his hands down the back of his pants and like starts to pull his pants down. And I was like, okay, this is not okay. This is not okay. So talked to my mom, trying to get her to figure out that something's wrong. And she immediately knew that something was wrong. And so, it had only been like 3 minutes I was on the phone with her, and this guy turns around and comes and stands directly behind the treadmill, like where the belt is. Like, I'm still walking, and he just stands directly behind me, and I see him in the mirror, and I turn around to take off my AirPod, and I was like, can I help you? And nothing. Like, we were talking blank stare, staring straight through me almost. Like, it would have been less scary if he had been angry or just wanted to use the treadmill or something like that, but just nothing. And so I asked him, I said, can I help you? Again, absolutely nothing. And that terrified me. I've never had somebody look at me that way. It was like something out of Criminal Minds. And it was hard to get around the arm of the treadmill because he was standing so close. And so I kind of I just grabbed my stuff real fast, and I tried to maneuver my way around him, and he just literally just stared me down. And so I ran to the front of the hotel at the lobby, and got the guy working at the lobby, and thankfully it was a guy that's like 6'5". And so I tell him the story, and I was super, super shaken. I was like, I'm on the phone with my mom. Here's what's going on. And he comes back with me to the fitness center. So the man working at the front desk walks back with me to the elevator, which is directly across from the fitness center. And whenever I pass by the fitness center, I see the man just staring at me, just stares, which freaks me out even more. And so I get to the elevator, and the guy in the fitness center opens up the door and just stands there. And whenever the elevator dings, then he came out. And then he saw that I was standing with the guy from the front, and he walked in the opposite direction. And I looked at the guy, the front desk guy, and I was like, that's him. You go figure out what the heck is happening with that. I'm going up to my room. Please call me whenever you know what the heck is going on. And so I just hear him say, so do you have a room key? Do you have a room key? And nothing. Like, this guy will not respond. So I get up to my room, and I lost it. Like, just lost it. I was absolutely petrified. And about 5 minutes later, maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, I get a call. And it's the guy from the front desk, and he was like, hey, I've called the police. They are coming. This guy does have a room. They're going to need a statement. And so the police come, and I give them a statement. I tell them what happened. I was like, thank God. I was able to get out. Like, I know you can't charge him with anything, but if he's staying here, like, I don't feel safe. Like, I don't feel safe at all. And but I give them my statement, and they said they're going to go down and talk to him. And so I guess they did that, and they came back up about 30 minutes later and said he was absolutely not okay. There was something very, very off, that he was probably on something. And they said that they just charged him with trespassing. They kicked him out. The hotel kicked him out. So they said he was no longer on the property, which is really the only reason that I felt safe at all. But I just tell this story, like, it shook me up so badly because I've never actually been that close to something so dangerous. And even though I don't know what his intentions were, it was terrifying enough to be in that situation that I'm just thankful that I noticed him come in, noticed him look at my phone, noticed him turn around whenever he was at the window, like, come stand by, like, just, I was just aware of my surroundings, and God knows what would have happened if I wasn't paying attention. So just be safe out there, y'all. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm very grateful that God protected me and nothing else happened. But I just feel like it's important to share my story because whenever we think we're actually safe, sometimes we're not. Even though I feel like a strong, independent woman, I'm not always as safe as I think I am. So be aware. Use the buddy system. Love you guys.
Has anyone tried Bumble BFF before?
I have. I matched with another woman. It was great. We chatted for a couple of days. We picked a day to meet up for like happy hour drinks. When we met up, it was going so well. We were like, oh, let's get food. Getting food led to more drinks. Anyways, towards the end of the night, it's time to wrap up. She disappears to go to the bathroom, and she never came back. Just left me with the bill.
Can we talk child abuse for just 1 second? So my aunt used to mentally, verbally, physically abuse my ass, and she had like that shit never happened. My dad always asked me, well, why you ain't never say nothing? And I did try to say something one time and he didn't do shit, so I never opened my mouth again. But one day, my brother had called my dad while I was getting whooped, and he came a whole hour later and I was still getting whooped. So he told my aunt, bitch, don't put your hands on my daughter or I'm gonna put my hands on you. So after that, she never ever hit me again, but the verbal abuse, it intensified. So she wasn't allowed to do my hair anymore because she literally used to cut my hair off because she didn't want my hair being longer than hers or her kids. So she used to make me a bald head bitch. I used to be, like, I'm talking about perm my shit, chop it to the, yeah, I was bald all throughout middle school. A little bit of high school, I went natural and I started growing my shit out. My shit started growing or whatever, so I'm like, I'm gonna flat iron my shit. It's been like a year and I have never put heat to my hair. I'm gonna flat iron it. So I flat ironed my bitch, you know, she was doing a little something. That was something to me because, like I said, I've been bald my whole life. It was doing something for me. So my aunt walked through the front door and I go to the top of the steps and I'm like, look, auntie, look how long my hair is. My hair is as long as yours. Y'all, this lady stood there and said, your hair will never be as long as mine. Your hair will never be longer than mine or my kids. You will never be anything like us. I'm talking about Shorty was going on a rant and I just stood there and listened to her like, okay. And all I could say was, I was just showing you that my hair was growing. She stood there and her ass just walked away. Okay, cool.
This is one of my favorite Amazon products ever. This is an adjustable drawer that you can add on to any size fridge. The bar is adjustable, so I'm just going to pull it and it's going to securely attach, and then I just add the drawer in. You can really put anything you want in here, but I decided to do eggs and it feels super sturdy.